Hey, what's up? I did get a haircut. Oh, we're gonna be tier ranking straight men.
I win so much fucking money that I don't know what to do with.
Okay, so I feel like people just really need guidance whenever it comes to the world of heterosexuality, and I really think that I can provide that for people. So, let's go. So here's my list. Up first we have Julian Solomita. Now, Julian Solomita is pretty fierce. I think that when it comes to straight men, he's such an ally. He's very masculine, but not toxically masculine. He was my childhood crush. Sorry about it. So because of that, we're gonna put him solidly in the A tier. Yeah, Julian is an A tier diva, I think. For me. Up next, we have Brian Griffin. So Brian Griffin is a multifaceted character. He's a dog from the franchise Family Guy, voiced by Seth MacFarlane. There's something about Brian that, you love him, but you hate him, right? And, Stewie, to me, is, the greatest one on the franchise, and he kind of really knows what he's talking about. And he loves Brian, which I think gives, a lot of, I don't know, it gives a lot of credibility to him, but also he hates Brian, and Brian kind of sucks. He did throw up when he found out that Ida was a trans woman, and I really hate that because transphobia is not that cute, but he also continued to develop a relationship with Ida in later seasons. It's pretty inconclusive, so because of that, he's going to unfortunately go into the C category. I'm really sorry, Brian. Up next, we have Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is somebody who I don't get it. Why do straight men love Ryan Reynolds so much? I don't understand. He was funny in Deadpool, but he's not all that. And why do straight men just cream for him? Why is he the one guy that straight men are check please? So I don't really get that. But he's nice and funny, so because of that, I'll put him in B tier. He's just kind of whatever, Up next, we have J.D. Vance. Now, J.D. Vance is our current vice president, and people keep saying I look like him. Those people can kill themselves. J.D. Vance is not great. He's not that stunning. Please stop saying I look like J.D. Vance in the comments. And he's also racist and transphobic, so he'll go in the D tier. Up next, we have Steve from Minecraft. So, Steve is kind of like an everyman, you love him, you hate him. He's pretty good, he's pretty well-rounded, and he's really good at building. And we don't know too much about Steve, but I don't know. I think that's kind of a good thing. Maybe he doesn't like to share all of his information, out into the public, and I think that's fine, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. So, I'm gonna put Steve in, is he A tier or B tier? He's going to go into the B tier because I don't really understand what he does successfully. Up next, we have the doctor from Chicago Med. Now, I've never seen Chicago Med, but I have watched way too much of it on TikTok. Why is that? I don't know. But what I do know is that every single time he comes in and slays it. He comes in and slays the scene, and he knows what he's talking about. He's always correct, and people always are we think it's this way, and he's no, I think it's this way, and then they don't believe him, but then in the end, he was right. So, honestly, that's another A tier. That's another A tier diva. Up next, we have my father. And my father kind of sucks. I do have a song called I Wanna Kill My Dad. Insert obligatory promo.
Did you forget that time you beat your wife or when you drowned me in a pool?
And yeah, he sucks. This is from when he went to prison last Saturday, the 1st of March, for assaulting people with a fake sword. And that's really cringe. Also, S.A., he did that too. Horrible man. And he looks horrible in this picture. So I'm willing to put him in D tier, 1000%. He and J.D. Vance. Up next, we have Matty Morphosis. I love Matty Morphosis. Honestly, really cool. I love her show, Give It To Me Straight. She's like super ally. And honestly, she's gone above and beyond to make spaces for queer people to share their stories. And because of that, I think she deserves an S tier placement. I'm sorry. And I think, hear me out, I think some people, when they saw her on her season of Drag Race, they didn't like that a straight person was in a queer space, which is fair. I don't know, I think she proved herself time and time again. Up next, we have Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, one of the greats, one of the best musicians of all time. I saw him actually in concert, and he did like a 10-minute harmonica solo. It was really cool. I don't know, his songs are good. I like the... That's really cool. I don't know. Stevie Wonder is that girl. And I'm thinking, is he A tier or S tier? A tier, S tier, A tier, S tier, A tier, S tier. We're going to put him in A tier. I think he's very safely in A tier. Okay, up next we have Drew Gooden. Drew Gooden, kind of great. I love his content. I think he's really funny. I think he raised money for Palestine by selling a bunch of stuff and then donating the proceeds, so I think that's really good. He's really funny, but he has an inconsistent upload schedule, and he only uploads once a month, which is a little disappointing because I would like to watch more of his content, but you know, that's what he wants to do. I think he's a B tier. I think he's a B tier. He's below Julian Solomita only because Julian Solomita was my childhood crush. Up next, we have Fyodor Dostoevsky. I don't know how to pronounce his first name. He is the author of Crime and Punishment, as well as Notes from the Underground. Honestly, one of the greatest novelists of all time, one of the greatest philosophers of all time. And he kind of changed the game when it comes to creating novels. And he talked a lot about existentialism and morality and Christianity. And I don't know, I think, honestly, I think he's up in S tier. I think he's up in S tier with Matty Morphosis. I think it's warranted. I think it's deserved. And yeah, I think that's the diva and the doll. Thank you so much for coming to my video. That's all I have to say on the matter. Please check out my album, Cisgender Jesus.